Zaterdagavond in Rock Tracks.
Hey everybody, this is... Sorry.
Een interview met de enige echte...
Focus, Jen.
Okay, go ahead, Jen.
Hey everybody, this is Jen Majura, guitarist of Evanescence. And this Saturday I'll be talking to Arnold of Rock Tracks about my musical career, about Evanescence and about so much more. So tune in.
Zaterdagavond dus. Tussen 8 en 11 in Rock Tracks op Vechtdal FM. Jen Majura van Evanescence.
Hi, my name is Jen Majura of Evanescence and you're listening to Rock Tracks.
Everybody's Fool aan het begin van dit tweede uurtje Rock Tracks. En het is zover. Het gaat gebeuren, het interview met Jen Majura van Evanescence. Later in het uur nog wat muziek van Evergrey, Dark House en Overland en Amma Sever. En ook nog een oudje van Peter Pan, Speedrock. Maar eerst is het tijd dus voor ons interview van deze week. Jen Majura sprak ik voor het eerst voor Rock Tracks in februari 2012. En die avond speelden ze met Black Thunder bij Café Kaluna. In juli van dat jaar toen spraken we elkaar weer. En dat was dus voor de tweede keer. Toen verscheen het album First Take. Sindsdien hebben we elkaar eigenlijk niet meer gesproken. Vorig jaar augustus, toen kwam het bericht in de wereld dat Evanescence in de persoon van Jen Majura een nieuwe gitarist had gevonden. En Evanescence kent iedereen, denk ik wel. Evanescence bestaat al vanaf 1998 en heeft sindsdien 5 albums en 3 EP's uitgebracht. En ook verschillende singles. De grootste hits in Nederland waren Bring Me To Life, My Immortal, Going Under en Everybody's Fool, waar we dit tweede uurtje mee begonnen en stond ook nog in de Nederlandse top 40. Het album waar de eerste 4 hits van afkwamen, dat was de cd Fallen uit 2003. We horen daar straks nog meer muziek van in de komende ruim 35 minuten. De interview special met Jen Majura. In July 2012 was the last time I spoke with Jen Majura for Rock Tracks. Back then she was in the band Black Thunder Ladies, and of course a lot has happened in her music career since then. So it's about time to catch up with Jen Majura tonight, and she's on the phone. Hey Jen.
Hi Arnold, hi everybody.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing perfect. Thanks for having me. I'm just relaxing right now. It's 10 in the evening, so it's really good, and I'm doing good. Thank you.
Yeah, nice to hear. And it's been indeed a few years since we spoke. So
definitely. You said it's 2012 we talked last time.
Yeah, July 2012. So
wow,
time flies when you're having fun.
Right. I'm doing good. A lot of things happened.
yeah. Back then you were in the Black Thunder, as I mentioned, and the band split up. And meanwhile, we know you from lots of other bands, from Equilibrium, but you already quit that band, I understand.
Yes, because I joined the band on bass, and I am not a bass player, but they asked me if I would be willing to join them on bass, and I said, okay, I'll give it a try. And I was not familiar with pagan metal, so that was a new one for me too. But I'm always trying to, enlarge my skills and try to become better. And I was, okay, just give it a try. So I learned how to play the bass properly. Of course, I played it before, but not on stages, not with bands. And so I gave it a try and worked myself into the music. And it was pretty cool and nice, and I had a good time. But it's turned out... Well, I'm still, I'm a guitar player, and nobody puts baby in the corner, I'm a guitar player, and it feels weird on the bass. So I said, guys, okay, this is not really working for me. I had great shows with the guys, and I'm still very good friends with the one guitar player of the band.
Yeah.
He's got his own band called Nosgard, melodic death metal band, coming up album on 16th of or the end of November, I don't know.
Yeah,
and I worked on that album with them.
Okay, so
he invited me, and we did the vocals and everything, and then even did shoot a music video where I finally got to play a dead person. It was like a wish on my bucket list. I wanted to play a dead person, so I did that. Yay!
Yeah, I saw the video. A great video. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, really cool to see.
We had a lot of fun during that shooting. It was cool.
And are you also still active, or are you still active in Knorkatork, or is you also a part-time member?
Yes, definitely. I'm still, since 2012, since we spoke last time, I am a guest member for this band. It's not, I'm not a steady guitar band member, but whenever there's time, and I can make it to one of their shows, I'll be with them. I played, I think, one show this year with them on a festival in Germany, and they will be touring because they also have a new album coming out soon, and they'll be touring in fall. But I think I'm not going to make it to one of those shows because I'll be touring with my other band.
Yeah, Evanescence, the newest band.
Exactly. Evanescence will be touring, starting the tour on 28th of October in Dallas, in Texas.
Yeah. Okay.
And be touring the entire month of November until one day before Thanksgiving. So this should be a really fun run this time, and we have a lot of shows, and we play one festival in Orlando, the Kink Festival, and a lot of single shows. So it's going to be really exciting, and I'm really happy about it.
Okay, well, we're going to talk more about Evanescence in a moment.
Yes, please.
To also look back on what you also did, you were a guest musician on albums from Rage and Blind Guardian, and I also saw your name in the song Spit It Out from And Then She Came, the band. And,
yeah.
It was also cool.
The funny thing is about And Then She Came, I knew Gene for such a long time. When we first met, it was, I think, 2003.
Yeah.
We know each other and been together in the business. Just, you meet on festivals, and I was always happy to see her, and I liked the Crypteria stuff she did before. So it's the same band, the same members.
Yeah.
And when they asked me to join their album with a guitar solo, it was an absolute no-brainer for me. I said yes immediately, because I really think she's one awesome person, and I liked her band, I liked the guys. So I said yes to that. And definitely, it was a fun thing to do. It was my first guitar solo that I did, working with my new pedal board I got from Line 6. It's called Helix.
Yeah.
And I was so excited and thrilled to check out all the different kind of effects and stuff. And so I used that pedal board for the first time on their album for that guest solo. And it really was really, really fun to play it. And I'm really looking forward to see them again soon.
Okay, well, yeah, it sounded great. Great album. It was CD of the week in Rock Track. So.
Oh, really cool!
Yeah.
Cool, nice.
And I noticed last weekend you were working with Adrian Weiss on a new video clip, and you were also playing on his album. That's so.
Okay,
also.
that story is interesting because Adrian, I know him since 10 years. And of course, it's like being colleagues in the guitar business. We're aware of each other. And he asked me if I would do this song with him together. Actually, I wrote the song, and he asked me if he could put some melody lines and additional guitar on top of my song. So we re-recorded it in studio earlier this year, in spring.
Yeah.
And it was a festival where he played with his other band named Gloryful. And he asked me, I went to the festival just to see the festival, just having a good time. And he asked me if I would be willing to join him for a video for this particular song. And I said, yes, sure. So Adrian's idea was, let's do a performance video. I'll book a stage, and we'll do a performance video. And I said, we can do better than that. Come on, let's do something rad.
Yeah.
And he asked me, what's on your mind right now, Jen? And I said, let's shoot underwater.
Oh, yeah.
Silence after this. And he thought I would forget about this idea because it will never take place. Nobody is able to put, guitar cabs and amps and guitars and 14 feet underwater and then perform.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of companies involved in this because we had especially Ibanez and Engel and In-Ear Communication, especially those three companies, and Cordial Cables. They invented stuff for our underwater shooting. So they really helped a lot with gear and put a lot of thought into making this happen. And I'm very, very I'm proud and very happy about the video. We had the last day of shooting 2 days ago on last Sunday, because we of course needed some dry land scenes too. It's just everything is not being filmed in a pool 14 feet under the surface, but we needed some other material, and we did that last Sunday and had a great time. And it's going to be the first 14 feet underwater performance video ever.
Okay.
Because nobody ever did this.
Oh,
and I'm really proud about this.
Can't wait to see it.
Me neither.
Yeah. Okay. Will it take much time to finish the video? Do you know?
The video is going to be published approximately 2 or 3 weeks before the album's coming out. The album will be called Criminal Record, and it will be released on the 16th of December. So check out Adrian's page and everything. Make sure you like it, and then you will be updated about the video release.
Okay, well, let's do it. As your music career is going so well, is there still time enough to teach guitar and vocal lessons like you always did? And
yes, of course.
You have your music school?
I love teaching. I still have my music school, and I love my little cupcakes and teaching them songs. It's a nice job. It's for me. It's the place where my music school is. It always feels like a very humble, honest little hobbit town. Mm-hmm. And it's I need this to be, back to the roots, to get grounded. After you're performing in front of thousands of people. I mean, I came back from Ozfest in Japan. We played with Evanescence for 30,000 people.
So,
and then you come back home and there you are in your music school, one-on-one with a little tiny 5-year-old teaching him guitar. Mm-hmm. And that's good. I like this human good feeling because it's good to, stand with both feet on the ground.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, okay. We're gonna have to play a song now, and let's do one of Evanescence, and then we will talk some about Evanescence and.
Woohoo!
Yeah, Call Me When You're Sober. That's I think that's a nice one to play at first.
Okay. Yes, lovely.
Okay, we're gonna listen to that one and then we'll talk on. Call Me When You're Sober. Je hoorde Evanescence en niet voor niets, want vanavond is aan de telefoon Jen Majura. Veelzijdig muzikaal talent en tegenwoordig gitariste in Evanescence. Well, that was a nice song to start our conversation about Evanescence.
It's interesting you pick Call Me When You're Sober. Why didn't you pick Bring Me to Life? I'm intrigued now. Why did you do that? It's cool.
I would like to play that later in the interview.
Okay.
Yeah.
Call Me When You're Sober is one of the songs I really like to play live because I get to do the tapping thing.
Yeah.
It's a fun one to play.
Okay, yeah, cool. But yeah, we heard the news. It's a little bit more than a year ago that you became the new guitarist in Evanescence. And on the website from Evanescence, we can read that Amy Lee found you after looking for a replacement for the previous guitarist, Terry Balsamo. How did this happen? How did she find you?
It's like a who knows who kind of thing. I have a very sweet friend. His name is Alex Skolnick, being the guitar player of Testament and Metal Allegiance. Yeah. And he also has a fabulous jazz trio where he's playing. And we played some festivals, and I got to hang out with him. We spent time together, talked a lot, and he was asked by a friend from New York. His name is Dave Egger. He's a cello player.
Yeah.
And that cello player is on Amy's solo record. So she asked kind of him to have a look and have an eye on if there's somebody available. And so Alex literally got the question if he could recommend a female him. Like somebody like Alex Skolnick, just female. Yeah. So, and he immediately thought about me because we just hang out. And he was like, yes, Jen Majura, that's a girl. Ask her. So that is how the connection was taking place. So my name was forwarded to the management of Evanescence, and our manager sent me an email. And I was it was in July last year. And I spent time at my parents' place. I was on holiday. Yeah. It was really nice, and I got this email, and it popped up, and I read the first line. It was, "Hello, Jen. My name is, and I am the manager of Would You?" And I said, yes. Immediately, I just typed back, yes.
Okay,
it was an absolute no-brainer. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Were you familiar with their music before you were asked to join the band?
Yes, of course. I mean, who does not know Evanescence? It's not that I'm a crazy badass fan, but I, of course, knew the music. I respected it. I liked it. And, of course, everybody knows My Immortal, Bring Me to Life, and, those are the big hits. And I did buy their album back then. I bought it. I listened to it. So even my parents know Evanescence.
Yeah, of course, the same album I have. And you already played some shows with Evanescence since you joined the band. What I'm curious about, how did it feel when you entered the stage for the first time as Evanescence member?
It is, the first weird feeling was the photo shoot. Because we took, for the first run, we did Nashville and Dallas and Los Angeles and Tokyo. And we did rehearsal before that. We rehearsed for 1 week in Nashville.
Yeah.
And during that time, we had the photo shoot. Because, of course, you need official new photo material. And I felt like Mark Wahlberg is his name, in the movie Rockstar. When they do the photo shoot, he keeps smiling like an idiot. That's exactly what happened to me. I was like smiling all over. And everybody's like, okay, little less teeth. Try to look serious. Try to look a little bit more cool. And I couldn't. I was smiling like all over my face. And that's happening. That happened as well when we got on stage in Nashville.
Yeah.
The first show, I mean, it's a pretty big deal to go on stage with this band for the first time. I mean, I had the world looking at me. It was I was scared. I was so nervous, and but I knew everything will be fine. But I smiled like an idiot after the first song was good. I was like smiling. It was really a great experience, and it's so lovely because the fans are so lovely.
Yeah,
I've experienced a lot of fans of different bands, but this band has the most craziest badass fans ever. They're so lovely, welcoming, and truly passionate about this band. I have never ever experienced something like this, similar, never. And they hold up posters like Jen Majura, Jen, welcome to the world of Evanescence. We love you. It's so sweet. They're very, very sweet. Okay. And I appreciate that a lot. So it's been cool. The first show was pretty rad.
Okay, and very warm welcome. So that's a good start. How do you look?
Because when you replace a person in the band who's been in the band for such a long time, like Terry was, you of course are. I expected people to go like, nah, she's the new one. We don't like her. We want Terry back. But almost none of this happened. It's really very, very sweethearted. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That can also be different with other bands. So then.
Exactly.
Yeah. What was the absolute highlight in the past year? Because it's now already a year that you're in Evanescence.
My highlight. I think probably the time in Tokyo in Japan, because I've never been there before. So it was the first time for me to travel to Japan. And we did spend some days there. I totally enjoyed the ramen soup. And we went to Shibuya, to crazy guitar stores, and had a great time in Japan. So I think this is probably like my highlight. But to be honest, every show and everything, every day being in Evanescence is like a highlight. Yeah. So, but if I would have to point it out, I'd probably go for Ozfest Tokyo. Yeah, we opened up for Korn back then in November. And it was really nice, especially because Brian from Korn, the guitar player, he came to our backstage room like 10 minutes before we got on stage, and he was like, "Where is your new guitar player? I need to see that girl. She kicks ass." And he promised to watch the entire show, and it's a rad feeling. You're standing on a stage and you're performing. Yeah. And during my guitar change with my guitar tech, I saw the band Korn actually watching our show. It's so surreal. A lot of things happening with Evanescence. For me, in my taste, is totally surreal.
Yeah.
Nice. Surreal in a nice way, of course.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, of course, a whole different world than that you run into like that.
Especially, yeah. It's really it's a different level. And a lot of my colleagues and friends sent congrats back then when I joined the band.
Yeah,
it was really, and there was no bad mouthing at all. I expected people to get jealous, like, why did she got the gig? But no, it was really a very, very nice thing over and over again.
Haunted van de CD Fallen, Evanescence hoor je. We gaan verder met het laatste deel van het interview met Jen Majura. Does being a member of Evanescence change a lot for you personally?
Yes, because I don't want to sound arrogant, and I'm not, but it changed a little bit of my friends list. You get to talk to people who you normally would never ever get in touch with because they would not listen to you or read your messages. So, for example, I got to meet Steve Vai recently. Steve Vai is like my biggest guitar hero, period. And Ivan has made it happen that I get to meet him, and I was I was back then 12 years old fangirl. It was excited like a 12-year-old again. It was really nice to meet him, and
cool.
People talk a little different to you. Why ever? I don't really see the difference in playing in a band in front of 200 people or 2,000 people or 20,000. It's all, we all do music. We all try to do our best. We all try to give the best to the fans, and I don't really see a difference. But people start treating you different. That's something that happens. Yes.
In October and November, there's a new tour coming up, as you told, with Evanescence. As you live so far apart, how do you prepare for a tour together?
Well, everybody's at home. I mean, it's not that like they're all living in New York. Amy's living in New York. Troy, the other guitar player, he lives in Atlanta. Tim, the bass player, just moved back to California. And Will, our drummer, Will Hunt, he's living in Florida. So it's not that like they hang out all the time and I am the European, rookie. Yeah. We all at home prepare the songs. As soon as we have the set list and the songs and know what to do, we prepare. And then we gather like 1 week before tour start and actually dig into some real serious rehearsals for like every day rehearsing the stuff to get comfortable with. And and then we'll just hit the road.
Okay, yeah, it's coming close. So you're already preparing a lot.
Yes,
moment,
I am. Especially because I need to program a lot of effects and stuff, and I prefer doing this at home, and then take my setup and put it on my American Line 6 Helix pedal board. But it's I already started. Of course, there are some songs I'm not allowed to spoil it, but there are a lot of songs we played before, so I'm familiar with them. Oh, yeah. And it's some new songs on the set list which are going to be awesome.
Okay, yeah, that's cool, because it's been some years since Evanescence released an album 5 years ago. So she's working, or the band is working on new music, or is it just Amy Lee and?
Well, I can't really reveal anything about this because we haven't really talked about it.
Oh, okay.
It's a vinyl box set coming out soon. I think in November. But this band is very easy. We're focusing on one thing, not too many things at once, but just one thing. So what we're focusing right now is just that let's do this tour and do it the best we can for the fans. So that's what we're focusing on right now.
Okay, and then the next project after the tour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, as we hear, this past year has already been very great. But what are your plans for the future? Do you have more projects coming up or special collaborations?
Well, special collaborations.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to. I know in every interview I mention him. Nuno Bettencourt, he's my all-time favorite guitar player next to Steve Vai. So if he would do a solo record, I would be totally in. So Nuno, for the case you listen to this, for whatever reasons, call me up, please. I would be so happy to join you on an album and work with you. Thank you. And beside Nuno, I'm of course doing some shows with my German solo band. We're playing shows from my solo record, songs from my solo record. But it's not really that much. I barely find the time to do that. And so from time to time I play some solo shows. I have an acoustic duo where I perform some like bar shows, and it's really fun. It's again a thing back to the roots. I like that. And we're just sitting there playing acoustic songs, and it's really big fun. And soon I'm going to do a clinic on the 1st of October, which is pretty awesome because Jeff Water is going to be there as well, and Ola Englund. I'm really looking forward to meet up with those guys. And and then pretty much that's it. So I'll be leaving for the tour and coming back at home in December.
Okay, well, nice things coming up. So really cool. We're gonna. I also saw you were interviewing by yourself. Doing some interviews by yourself on YouTube.
You saw that?
Yeah. Jen Majura interviewing friends with funny questions.
Exactly. So you wonder what the questions are, right?
Yeah, I was wondering which question did you ask to all the interview persons. Anyway,
it was 4 questions, and those 4 questions are the same for each one of them. And I really discovered this being a fun hobby for me. Whenever I meet up with people, I just go like, "Oh, are you in? Come on!" It's just 4 questions, and those 4 questions are, being in the business for quite some years, makes really you experience a lot of interviews, and I get why. Of course, they ask you the same questions over and over and over and over and over again. Questions like, "How did you get into music? When did you start to play the guitar?" And seriously, it's I get it why people ask this, but it's answering over and over. I've just said it so many times. So I thought, why not come up with 4 really cool questions, unusual questions, and it turns out it's really so much fun to see the reactions of the guys. And it's of course I can tell you one question.
Okay.
It's my favorite question out of those 4. It's the best question ever. And I got this question by an interview of an Evanescence fan club from Russia once. They seriously asked me this one.
Oh.
So it's, would you rather live without elbows or without knees?
Okay, yeah.
So that's the weirdest question ever.
Yeah.
I was like, what? So and it's fun to see my friends and colleagues answering those questions.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then really have to think about it. Yeah. And they mentioned.
So I'm looking forward to meet up with a lot of people and all of you colleagues and friends, and I'll get you and ask you all of those 4 questions.
Okay. Cool. It's been really great to have you on the phone tonight, Jen. And
you're so welcome.
We're going to end the interview with the song Bring Me Back to Life, and from the album Fallen. And, hope to talk to you again. I wish you much luck with everything that comes in your way. And hopefully we'll talk.
Definitely.
Yeah, hopefully we'll talk and meet again someday.
Yes, I hope so too. Thanks for having me.
Okay, thank you, Jen. And, we're going to listen to Evanescence. Bring Me to Life.